Hello and welcome to Gator Spotlight number 9. We're excited to have a special guest today. We have Maj Sayyid. He's in the Sub2 community and he is doing some deals and he is scaling his business. So let's bring Maj up and find out how things are going and what's happening in his world. Hey Maj, how you doing, man?
I am phenomenal. How are you?
I'm doing great. Well, yeah, you said you just recently moved into a new place and getting set up there.
Yeah. I'm getting all set up. Got boxes on boxes, and just knickknacks on knickknacks. So we're making it
Yep,
happen. But one of the most important things is we have a Wi-Fi connection, so we're able to do this.
that's it, man. Nothing happens without the Wi-Fi, right? I mean, we kind of
Yep.
live on technology. So, hey,
Yeah.
well, I appreciate
Problem.
you taking time to be with us today and share a little bit about what's going on in your business and hopefully encourage some of the people out there who are trying to move ahead in their real estate endeavors. So,
Of
um,
course. Thanks for having
yeah,
me on here, Tim.
absolutely, man. My pleasure. So you mentioned you have a Zoom coming up with Pace Morby, the man himself, and that's when's that going to happen? Do you know when that's going to come out or?
Yeah. So it's going to be on the 26th of February,
Okay,
2024. For
yeah.
any people watching this in the future, and it will be at 6 p.m., I believe.
Okay, well, we'll keep our eyes out for that. We're excited to see that interview with you. And how long have you been in the Sub2 community and this whole community?
Yeah, sure. Been in since December of 2021,
Oh
and
wow. Okay.
since that time, December 10th, actually, 2021. And it's kind of weird how I remember the exact date because I was in another investment, like real estate mentorship, and it was not nearly as phenomenal as Sub2.
Mm.
And um, I was actually able to get a refund from that one.
Oh wow, that's great.
Is like 3 times the cost. I don't want to really put to a bad anything bad on them, but Sub2. I mean, you're in Sub2 as well, and
Yeah.
Marcel as well, and this just blows everything out of the water. And at that time, I was looking for guidance because I was doing Airbnb arbitrage,
Hmm.
and we were doing that for 2.5 years before I even got into Sub2. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how I got in initially.
That's funny. I was looking at at Airbnb arbitrage. That was one of the first things that I was kind of looking at before we joined this community as well.
Yeah,
Um, that's great. That's great. Well,
I loved it.
yeah, and you said you've been doing wholesaling now for about a year and a half, and
Mhm.
how's that been for you? What's your journey been like? Just a little bit about that.
I mean, it's been good. Mainly, I learned about wholesaling when I was working one of my carpet cleaning businesses, and
Oh yeah,
during my times where I'm working, I listen to podcasts, I listen to audiobooks, and I just learn while I'm making money. So I was
great.
listening to this guy, Max Maxwell. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him,
Okay,
but
I've heard the
he
name.
does. Yeah, he does wholesale, and I was just listening to him on the phones, and I was like, man, this guy's smooth.
Hmm.
And I was like, why don't I do this? And I was like, no, I can never see me doing this. This is just difficult. Like talking to people on the phone, I could never do that. And I just eventually stumbled upon, Sub2. And mainly I was looking for ways to buy properties with little to no money and just different type of creative methods because I was looking at using my FHA loan. And for individuals that are self-employed, such as myself, like I
Yeah,
was, it's difficult to get qualified for FHA product.
right.
So I found Pace on a what do you call it? Bigger Pockets podcast.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, he was talking about how he owns, I think it's like hundreds or thousands of doors, and with no to little money. I was like, no way this is legal. So long story short, it's legal. Found out about it, and while being in the community, I was learning through other people doing wholesaling, and in particular, they were locking up deals on creative finance, and that's how I learned about doing wholesaling and how to be good on the phones like I never imagined I would be.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I am right now, and just going through that path of doing acquisitions.
Yeah. Oh,
Real
that's
estate.
great. Well, so I think a lot of people have that, like that fear of the phone, or they don't feel like they could do that. But it's a
Mhm.
skill set, right? I mean, it's like anything
Oh my
else.
God.
The first time you tried to do a layup in
Yeah.
basketball, did you put it in the hoop? Probably not, right? And it was probably super awkward, right? But then
Oh, clunk. Yeah.
when you practice and the more repetitions you do, all of a sudden you develop that skill, you develop that muscle, and now you probably get on the phone and it's like easy peasy. I know what I'm doing.
Oh my God. It got to the point when I first started, I'd just be so in my head, and I was like, okay, let me just call them. I'd pick it up, it'd ring, I'd hang up. And then I was like, okay, that counts. It rang. And then I would do it again. And then eventually I would, just fail forward, so to speak, and just pick myself up and go again. And I remember the first time I tried pitching creative finance, I actually did it to one of my carpet cleaning customers,
Oh yeah.
because I come across people that are selling their homes multiple times, and I look for the opportunity there. So I was like, oh, let me just pitch creative finance. And I asked her, I was like, hey, so you're selling your home, like, would you be open to if I gave you some money and then I just took over your payments? I don't even think it was that good. Like, I was giving myself too much credit when I said that. But she said, why would I even do that? And I said, I don't know. And then I just like, well, if you ever change your mind, just call me. She was like, okay. And it was an older lady. She was sweet. And other than, like, I'm just glad that she let me down lightly,
Yeah.
that one. But it's just a matter of taking the shot and shooting the shot. Like,
There
similar
you
to
go.
your analogy with the layup. Yeah, it was just like a clunk or even an airball layup.
Right.
But the more repetitions you put in there, the better you'll get, and just
Absolutely.
not judging yourself and just keeping, that unconditional love for yourself going forward with everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You gotta fail forward. And as one of my other mentors always said, action cures fear. So if you're
Mhm.
afraid, just do the thing, and action will cure. You'll get better, you'll learn. Now I'm sure right after you had that conversation with her, the next thing you did was go, okay, if somebody asks why should I do this, I better have some reasons why. And you probably figured out the answer to that question, right?
Yes,
So
100%.
really
Yeah, and it's cake now. Even with when I first was calling people, I was doing direct to seller. I was getting better at direct to seller, and I had my first call with an agent, and it was such a nightmare that I was like, I need to switch and go into direct to agent. Got really good into direct to agent, and
yeah.
that's how I locked up my first deal, was direct to agent, just
Oh great.
calling listings on MLS. It was out
Yeah.
here in Colorado, and squatted up with a few other sub two students. Shout out to Justin Tumanowski and Ted Miller. They helped me out with that. Also, Ray Vieira out here in Colorado found a buyer for us. So it wasn't easy, especially being their first deal, and it was definitely worth it. I learned a lot.
That's great. That's great. Well, so now you got some experience, but
Mhm.
you're still like you're the whole business is you, and you mentioned you're looking to scale. Tell me a little bit about that. What's that whole process like to like scale and grow your business so that you
Yeah,
can have more freedom of time, right?
yeah, for sure. Well, the business isn't just me. I wouldn't be able to do this by myself at all. When I first started and got the first deal, it kind of was just me, but I also work with my fiance Anna, and
Awesome.
she helps out a lot with the stuff behind the scenes and also up front.
Yeah.
Um, she's helped with following up with the leads. She does more of the lead management type of stuff as well. She speaks Spanish, so she helps with closing deals that are Spanish speakers. And I also have an integrator. His name is Renville, and we've
Oh,
been
great.
working together since December last year.
Yeah.
And I also have another individual. His name's Joseph, and he's been working with us since November. He's a real estate agent out in California. He's working direct to agent and doing a lot of lead generation stuff. And we're getting him to the point where he's going to start closing some deals. And
Hmm.
yeah, we just added a few other people onto the team, such as your amazing wife, Marcella.
Yeah.
She'll
Awesome.
getting the calls too. And she dropped some knowledge on me the other day when it came down to qualifying a seller and making sure that they're motivated. And she said, we know that, what was it, the thing that we're looking for is the underlying disease, and I'm butchering it, by the way.
That's okay.
So, but there's the symptoms in general that they have. So say, for example, a seller,
Right.
they're selling their home and they want to close within 2 weeks, and they just lost their job, and there's a myriad of multiple things. Those are the symptoms, but we want to ask those validating questions in order to understand what the disease would be. It's more of like an analogy to understand that we need to be qualifying the sellers, also agents, which agents make it a little bit more difficult to qualify them.
Right.
At the same, because agents think they know a lot, and then the kind of ego gets in the way when doing this. But that's what I love about working with agents. It's a challenge, and it only makes you better too. So that was a long-winded question or answer, but
no, that's okay. That's great. I appreciate that. I was going to say my wife Marcella is great on the phone. She's put in a lot of reps, and so she's strengthening those muscles all the time. She's actually on a Zoom right now, learning and sharpening her skills. That's what she does. If she's not making calls, she's sharpening her skills. And so she's got experience with, like direct to seller, but also direct to agent. And she goes back and forth because there's pros and cons, right? Like, she loves talking direct to seller, but you have to go through a lot more calls to find that, the person who's ready to go, as opposed to direct to agent. Sometimes there's challenges of the communication and trying to, get to, like you said, it's a little harder to uncover the disease. You can see the symptoms, but it's hard to get to that unless you can actually talk to the seller. So when you work with an agent, it takes a little more to kind of weed that out. But yeah, absolutely. I understand what you're saying. That's fantastic. Well, I'm glad that you're already, kind of scaling and growing your business and putting a team together. So what are you shooting for? Like, what's the end product? Why are you trying to do that, and that growth and that scaling, that development?
Well, ultimately is, for freedom, right? Like, I feel like a lot of people, they want to learn real estate. And I feel like if I'm able to develop this company in a way where it's able to help people learn, as well as help other sellers with any problems that they have, that's something that I want to be a part of. And I was thinking about this too when I first started my carpet cleaning company, that what bigger purpose is this other than just cleaning someone's carpet? Of course, yes, natural green, all this type of stuff, but I wanted to do something much bigger, outside of just the face-to-face interactions with dealing with people. And then same thing when dealing with sellers. Like, I want it to be impactful for the seller, the agent, everybody, where they're able to be like, hey, thank you. Because of you, I'm no longer in this situation. You're the only person that was able to think outside of the box in order to make this happen for me. Thank you so much. I'm going to tell everybody, my family, my friends, my dog, about you. So that's really what it's about, is making connections with people and, making them smile and be happy in life. So
yeah, I was going to ask you, my next question was going to be, what advice would you give to somebody new? But I think you just nailed it. It's connecting with people and helping solve their problems. That's it.
Yeah.
If you connect with people and help solve their problems, then the business is going to come your way. They're gonna be your marketing arm, right? So that's fantastic. Appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%. And just making it fun for yourself too, because it can feel like you're just in the trenches all the time. Just try to find ways to gamify and make the process fun. Will definitely have you in the marathon for a long period of time, and you'll enjoy it.
Awesome. Well, hey, Maj, appreciate you so much. Any final thoughts before we wrap it up here?
Yeah, just make sure that you're sticking to what you promised yourself. And I'm saying this for my future self too, when I watch this. And I truly appreciate you, Tim, just having me on here and taking the time out of your day. I know you're a busy man and family man on top of that, and you're doing a lot of amazing things. And I look forward to seeing all your thriving and success for both yourself and Marcella.
Thank you so much, Maj. We appreciate you. Wish all the best to you as well, and your team and your business. And I know you guys are going to just keep growing. So congratulations in advance. And let's do some deals together too, right? For sure. We're going to be doing that.
And also, let's do another video too. I want to be live on the Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, we're going to do that. We talked about that. Let's get you back up here, soon and do a live one. Let's do it together.
Sounds
all
good.
Right, Maj. Thanks, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you, Tim. Thank you.
Right, bye. Well, that'll do it for Gator Spotlight number 9. And hope you got some value out of that. If you did, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can bring this to even more viewers.